Thanks, Millicent. Welcome to Sports News. The federal government has promised to support the sports development programs of Akwa Ibom State. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Solomon Dalung, said the ministry will partner with the state to ensure its Youth Sports Festival gains global attention. He noted that the Youth Sports Festival is a platform through which young talents are developed to stardom. Over 6,000 athletes in primary and secondary schools in the state are taking part in the 5-day festival in Uyo. Now to international soccer. Côte d'Ivoire coach Marc Wilmots wants to convince Yaya Toure to come out of international retirement. Wilmots, who signed a 2-year contract with the Elephants on Tuesday, believes Toure's experience will be crucial as they aim to qualify for the 2018 World Cup and 2019 African Cup of Nations. Toure has not played competitively for his country since leading them to the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations title. In his absence, the Elephants failed to get past the group stages of this year's Nations Cup in Gabon, failing to win a game. And the Egyptian Football Association has announced that it will only allow 20,000 fans for the friendly international against Togo. The Pharaohs will host the Hawks at Borg El Arab Stadium in Alexandria on Tuesday, March the 28th. Coach Hector Couper is preparing his charges for their away match against Tunisia in the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. The Argentine coach has called up 10 international players in the squad, including Wigan Athletics' Sam Morsey. Now to basketball, and in the NBA, Russell Westbrook has become the first player to record a perfect triple-double. Westbrook had 18 points on 6 of 6 shooting from the field and made all 6 of his free throw attempts, to go along with 11 rebounds and 14 assists as the Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 122-97. It was his 35th triple-double of the season, and with 11 games to go, Westbrook is still 6 away from tying Oscar Robertson's record of 41 set in the 1961-62 season. Now to Formula One. Lewis Hamilton is expecting more teams to challenge Mercedes this season as drivers prepare for the curtain-raising Australian Grand Prix. Mercedes have won 3 successive World Championship doubles since 2014, but were consistently outpaced by Ferrari in winter testing in Barcelona. Hamilton is also wary of Red Bull despite their underwhelming outing in pre-season, with Daniel Ricciardo expected to be very competitive in his home Grand Prix. That's where we cross the finish line on Sports News, and it's back to Millicent with the rest of the news at 10.
Many thanks, Charles. And sadly, a 75-year-old man has become the latest to have died from Wednesday's attack in Westminster. He had been receiving medical treatment in hospital, but life support has been withdrawn. Police have identified the attacker as 52-year-old Khalid Masood from Kent, of whom there had been no prior intelligence about his intention to carry out the attack.
Khalid Masood has become the face of the attack in Wednesday's incident. Police said the 52-year-old was born in the county of Kent in southeast England and was most recently living in the West Midlands region of central England. His first conviction was in November 1983 for criminal damage, and his last in December 2003 for possession of a knife. During 5 minutes of mayhem in the heart of London on Wednesday, Masood sped across Westminster Bridge in a car, ploughing into pedestrians. He then ran through the gates of the nearby Parliament building and fatally stabbed an unarmed policeman before being shot dead. One parliamentary researcher said she had been walking on the very spot where pedestrians were mown down by the attacker's car minutes later.
At the time, I thought actually someone had fallen in. You don't suspect anything more than that. And then we heard over a walkie-talkie from someone nearby saying that there'd been shots fired. And we all went inside. And then the security services, they moved us to Central Lobby.
And as police opened the bridge to regular vehicular and pedestrian traffic, Minutes of silence, flowers and candlelit vigils continue for a nation united in the face of terrorism.
Meanwhile, Ukraine has been evacuating some 20,000 people from in and around Kharkiv, east of the country, following a series of explosions at a massive arms depot. The dump is used to store thousands of tons of ammunition, including missiles and artillery weapons. President Pt.4 has ordered that everyone within 10-kilometer radius of the dump be evacuated. Munitions from the depot are used to supply military units in conflict zones. Police in South Africa are warning people, especially women, to be careful which taxis they enter following reports a 10-year-old boy was forced to watch his mother raped by a gang of 3 men in Johannesburg. It's the latest in a string of attacks by the gang, which reportedly ordered her to hand over her bank card and PIN number before she was assaulted. Police have on record that initial attacks such as this happened in March 2016, with at least 3 taking place in 1 week last June. All took place in or near the Johannesburg township of Soweto, but it's not clear how many attacks there have been in the last 12 months or if they are all by the same gang. And the main news again. A Lagos High Court today sentenced 2 men, Okumu Nwabufo, Oliselu Kaizike, to death by hanging for the murder of Cynthia Sokogu on July the 22nd, 2012. The trial judge, Justice Olabisi Akinlade, also found the convicts guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and conspiracy to steal. Also today, angry youths of Owode-Ede town in Osun State clashed with police after a petrol truck ran over a student of the Federal Polytechnic Ede. And the police in London today identified yesterday's attacker at the UK Parliament in Westminster as 52-year-old British-born Khalid Masood from Kent. And that's news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm Millicent Walker. Good night.